Hmm. Let's see. Okay, it says it's streaming, but I don't see it. Okay. Oh, yay. Okay, I think everything is up and running the way that it is supposed to. So, okay, guys. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I um I thought I would first of all, I'm trying out some new software, right? So I'm gonna try out this live streaming software and see how that goes. And so let's see. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna try out some live streaming software, see how that goes. But and also I talk a lot about getting out your comfort zone and whatnot, and it's really important that I do those things for myself as well. So this is but it's a tad bit uncomfortable, I ain't gonna lie. It's a tad bit uncomfortable. Um, so any hoodles, I thought what we would talk about today was minding your manners. You know, um, Halloween is around the corner, the veil is getting thinner, and lots of people are gonna want to connect with the other side, or they may be visited and not realize that they're being visited. And a lot of people, might use this as an opportunity to get in touch with someone who otherwise is a little bit harder to get in touch with. But a lot of what I've seen online is mm, it's all about just do what works for you, which is cool. As a chaos magician, a lot of people take that approach, and that works. That's one of their philosophies is to do what works for you. However, I always say spiritual law mimics natural law. Or sorry, runs parallel to. Spiritual law runs parallel to natural law. So what goes on naturally here, you can expect for that to be the same in the spirit world. Same knocking stuff over. Same rules apply, right? And I think a lot of what happened in general when the pandemic happened was people forgot how to interact with each other. People forgot how to be polite, how to be civilized. There's a quote that goes something along the lines of civility is the mask that we all wear in order to protect humanity. And I think my light just died, y'all. Oh, no, it didn't. There it is. Okay. So a lot of us have forgotten or have convinced ourselves that no, it's dead. That we don't need to follow those conventional rules anymore. And I think that's a mistake because that carries over to the natural, I mean, to the spiritual world. So you're out here and you're interacting with spirit and whatnot, and you're bringing that same attitude with you of, oh, I'll just do what I want, right? And yeah, that's kind of not cool. So, I wanted to go over some basic tips and tricks for minding your manners, spirit etiquette style. Okay. And I actually looked up Emily Post because who knows manners better than Emily Post? Okay. And if you don't know who Emily Post is, Google it. Uh, so, one of the very first things that you want to do when you want to get in touch with a spirit that you haven't spoken with before, right? So these rules are going to apply to new introduction spirits you haven't worked with before. And say you want to get in touch with a spirit. Um, mm, I'm trying to think of like one, but it's eluding me. Like all of them came to mind and then nothing at all. So, but anyway, the very first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have your protections in place. I just got through doing a protection class here locally because what I've noticed is a lot of people they want to dive off into into the deep end, but they don't have their protections in place. So it's like you want to be out here, you want to fly by the seat of your pants, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to know the first. You have to know the rules so that you know how you can bend them and when you can bend them when it's applicable, right? And then also, you need to make sure that you're doing this with some sort of protection. So, you should have multiple layers of protection in place protection on your home, protection on you, right? Protection on your family, you know. So, you should have several layers in place. Oh, yeah, I did one online too. It was mirror magic. But using protection, using your mirror as protection magic. That's what it was. But I also did a longer workshop live in person as well. So I did both, but yes, anyway, still talking about protection. And I lost my train of thought. I have a few notes sitting over here, but to be perfectly forthcoming, this is very nerve wracking. So I'm trying to muddle through as best I can and not chicken out because if I was giving advice to myself, I would be telling myself, no, you just have to do it. You just have to do it. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. But anyway, yes, you have to have your protections in place because what are you doing out there talking to people you don't know all willy-nilly and you ain't got no protection? What are you doing? Where's your insurance? Come on now. So you need to make sure that's in place first. There are so many different ways to do that. There are so many different levels on which it should be done that we won't go over that here. But that is a whole separate topic in and of itself. So you're protected, you're good to go, and you're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go meet, this new spirit because I wanna I don't know, you wanna be the espresso making champion of the world, right? So you're gonna go ask for help from this spirit that you found in a spirit catalog, and you're gonna go ask them for their inspiration so that you can be the espresso making champion of the world. Okay, but you never talked to this person before. Just imagine, not even imagine, think about how you feel when you're sitting in your house chilling, you don't have anything planned for today, and you've deliberately taken this time to do nothing. You are literally perfecting the craft of doing nothing because that's what you have planned to sit in your home and chill. And then someone knocks on the door, salesman knocks on the door. Right? So You could ignore it, okay? Maybe the who was the people who used to knock on the door all the time? Oh, they're so annoying, especially during the summer. Oh, Vivian, the alarm people, you know? Oh my gosh. So, yeah, like okay, you could ignore them, but maybe it's a really busy sales day. So you've got several people knocking on your door. Now imagine, not even imagine, because I'm sure if you live stateside, I'm sure that the you've had unsolicited visitors come to your home before. And just imagine it's somebody who comes to your home begging you for money. You don't know this person from a can of paint, and they come knocking on your door. Hey man, got some money? My car broke down. My girl left me. My dog is sick. The cat ran away. I just need a couple of dollars. And you're like, you know, you're not unsympathetic to the plight of the human condition. But that's not what you had planned today. You don't want to be bothered today. You are in your home, removed from society, minding your own business. And here comes a beggar on your door with nothing to offer you. They want something from you. They have nothing to offer you. They have nothing of value, and they have zero way to pay it back. And you don't know them. How inclined are you to help them on a regular day? Be honest. Because a lot of times those Boy Scouts, those Girl Scouts, they knock on my door and I'll be like, beat it. Kids bother me, always needing something. So, how do you think a spirit that you've never interacted with before, how do you think that spirit gonna feel? Hmm. And not all spirits are benevolent, kind, and compassionate. No, just like humans come in a wide range of flavors, so do spirits. Now, some of them might do the polite thing and ignore you. Some of them, if you bark up the wrong tree, they might decide they want to have a little fun. You started it. So, what you need to do is, well, according to Emily Post, I will read her quote over here. It says, one may never ask for an invitation for one's self anywhere. Emily Post. So, what you need to do is you need to ask for an introduction. And you're like, but Athena, if I don't know the spirit that I want to speak with, how am I supposed to get an introduction? What about the spirits that you do speak to? Ask them if they will give you an introduction because that's being polite, right? You're not just going to roll up on somebody's house uninvited, unannounced, with your hand out with nothing to offer. So maybe the spirits that you work with, maybe they don't know the one that you want to work with. Maybe if you're working with your ancestors and there's a spirit you want to work with, maybe your spirits and that spirit got beef. Imagine wanting to go work with one of the Norse gods or goddesses and your ancestors got beef with Odin or something. How that gonna look? Y'all got centuries old beef. You think they forgot? They ain't forgot. So one, your ancestors is going to interfere and they're going to meddle and they're not going to help you and they're going to plot. Right? And then how receptive Odin is a Norse god, right? I probably should have picked something else. I'm not really up on my Norse gods and goddesses. But yeah, they're how receptive you think he gonna be? You're the descendant of this bloodline that he's got beef with. So that's why you ask for an invitation first. You get the invitation. And it may be that who you work with will say, okay, well, I don't know so and so, but I know I got so and so's. You know the guy. Okay, I can't believe I'm sitting up here talking to myself. This is crazy. Okay, so you know the guy who you're like, oh man, I need a plumber. I need to get my car fixed. Da, da, da. And you don't know who to go to, but you know the guy who's got everybody else's number. And he's like, oh yeah, you want to go see so and so, or you want to go see this person. Just tell them I sent you. And they whip out their phone and they're like, yep, okay, cool, right there. That's what you want to do. You want to have that warm introduction. They call it in sales, right? A warm introduction. You don't want to go cold calling when you're talking to spirits. I mean, you can do what you want, but it's rude. So you have to know who you want to talk to. So you're protected. You've asked for an introduction because you know who it is that you want to speak with. When you're asking for the introduction, make sure you word it in a way where you're asking, well, I'd like to speak to so and so, but here is the issue that I'm having. Do you have someone, who is more appropriate for me to speak with? And I'm talking about you going to seek out spirits you haven't worked with before. I'm not talking about you saying, well, what if I feel like, this spirit or this goddess is calling me? That's not what I'm going over, but it still kind of applies a little bit because here's the thing with the internet. A lot of people, they're like, oh, you know, they'll look up a few characteristics or whatnot of a particular god or goddess, especially with the deities, right? And they'll be like, oh, I've been seeing yellow everywhere, and so Oshun must be calling me. Oshun might not be calling you. It might be somebody else. But because you smell a certain scent and you see a certain color, and that's what pops up on the first page of Google, that's who you think you need to go mess with. And you didn't contact and connect with your team and your guides and get an introduction first. So after you ask for the introduction, or you say, if you don't know so and so, or here's my problem, do you know someone who would be better suited to help me with this? Wait for an answer, right? And then once you get the go ahead, and be prepared for a no. And you need to understand if that no means no, not right now, or no, as in no. Because sometimes a no is no, you're not supposed to work with this person, this spirit, uh, no, period. And sometimes it might be a no of no, you're not ready yet, or this is not the right time, or there are some other things that are going on or whatnot before you can work with that particular spirit, deity, or whatnot. So you've asked for the introduction. You've waited to see what the answer is. Okay. So once you've got the answer, you still don't just show up. Okay. Then you talk to your guides and be like, hey, can I get a ride over there? You don't show up. by yourself. You get a ride with your guides to go over there. Because why are you wandering around in the spirit world by yourself anyway? You should always have somebody, you should always have a guide with you when you're journey, jour, jour, when you're taking a trip. I couldn't get the word out. Journey, well, trip. When you're taking a trip, right? A spirit trip, you should always, I don't mean that kind of trip, but like road trip. When you're taking a road trip through the spirit world, you should always have a guide with you. Because why are you trying to be Billy Badass and be like, oh no, I can go by yourself? No, take somebody with you. So you and your spirit guide is going to be like, cool, I got you. You're going to find out the best day for visitation hours. You're going to look at your correspondences. You're going to find out what their day is. You're going to find out what colors they like. You're going to find out their scents. You're just going to find out all their correspondences. Okay? You're going to do that research. And it may mean that you might have to wait a week or so because you might have picked the wrong day and you might have to wait so that you can visit them during basically like open house hours, right? So you're going to visit them on their visiting hours, their day. Like, say you want to work with the energy of the sun. Obviously, you're going to do it on a Sunday. If you've never worked with the energy of the sun before, you're going to do it on the first hour of the sun. So that might mean you might have to get up early, depending on when the sun rises in your particular time zone. Right now, it's fall. So the sun I'm in central time zone. So the sun is rising about 7:40 or so. That's not so bad. Well, if it was summer and you wanted to meet the sun for the first time and you need to be up at say 5:15 in the morning on a Sunday, you want to talk to the sun or not? You're like, oh, but time is an illusion. I can do that whenever. Yeah, you could, but you've never met the sun before. So you want to talk to the sun during the sun's visiting hours. And we'll roll with the sun. So you're going to visit the sun on Sunday with your spirit guide because you've asked for an introduction. You're going to put on literally your Sunday best. So you're going to put on your yellows. You're going to wear gold. You're going to yellows, uh, gold. I think it's gold, oranges, and splashes of red, I believe. You're going to look up scents. You're going to have the appropriate incense or whatnot burning. You're going to come with a gift. Now, a lot of you guys will show up at somebody's house in real life who you've never met before, and you'll show up empty handed. And you'll be like, I bought myself. Rude. If you've never met someone before, why are you showing up at their house empty handed? Whenever I show up at someone's house who I've never met for the first time, I always grab something, grab a bottle of wine. If they don't drink, grab sparkling, juice. Grab bottle liquor, something. Usually, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, but alcohol is usually a pretty good gift to bring when you don't know what else to bring. Okay. I remember this one time I was invited to a gathering and I didn't know the people at all. I only knew one person who had invited me. I didn't know anybody else. And I was like, I don't know these people. I don't know what they like. I don't know what to bring. Like, increasingly, it's becoming more and more difficult to bring food because of allergies and everything. And so you're like, oh, what do I get? Well, I kind of knew the demographic of the people who were going to be there, and I was like, well, I'll just grab a bottle of Crown, hope for the best. It worked out fine. So, you're gonna go with a gift. So you're gonna meet the sun. Maybe you grab a sunflower, and then once you get there, you're going to thank your guide for the introduction, and you're gonna do small talk. Hey, how you doing? My name is. I wanted to come here to introduce myself. I brought you this gift. I hope that you enjoy it. Okay? And you're going to do that for about 2 to 3 times before you get to asking for what you want. Regardless of what they keep telling us, these spirits, they're not vending machines, right? They're not here to just they're not here to just fulfill our every whim when we want. It's not Amazon 2 to 3 day delivery. One of the things they tell us in sales is people will buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Well, think about that and apply that to spirits. Spirits will more willingly help people that they know, like, and trust. And you might be under the disillusion that, well, the angels, they'll help anybody whenever because that's what they're here for. But how do you want to be treated? So, any hoodles, I hope that this has been helpful. This has been super uncomfortable for me. But I'm gonna do it again anyway. I'm gonna do it again. And yeah, so anyway, that's it for minding your manners. Make sure that you are protected, get an introduction, show up with a gift, make small talk, and wait at least 2 or 3 interactions before you come with your request. And even after you come with your request, also bring a gift just to be like, hey, appreciate you hearing me out. You're not begging, right? You're not buttering up or anything like that, but you are just saying, since we haven't communicated before, enjoy this. Remember when people used to bring the sales guy, I keep saying sales guys, sales people, they used to like drop off gift baskets and whatnot at the front desk and whatnot because they were trying to get that sale. But the best account managers know that you continue that relationship all year long, even after you've made the sale. So apply natural laws, apply marketing techniques, apply sales techniques, apply all of those when you're thinking about making interactions with with spirits who you haven't interacted with before. I hope that this was helpful to at least somebody. And if you want to see more of me, I'm actually teaching a class, a webinar on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, 29th. Tuesday the 29th at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can sign up via event Eventbrite, and the class is on conquering your inner critic. So I'll be talking about using CBT, evidence based practices and limiting beliefs. And then we'll also do some energy work to do some cord cuttings. And that's also going to include the cord cuttings and a little bit of song magic. So we're going to combine all of those together. I've taught the class live in person before, and I really enjoy teaching it in person because it's such a transformative class. So this is the first time that I'll be teaching the class in a webinar type format, but I'm super excited to do that. So, yeah, you can find me on Eventbrite at Your North Node. And otherwise, I will try and do this whole live thing again, guys.